86% chance of it not raining. So I think it was going to be dry all the way through, but it just looked very overcast. But yeah, I think it is a bit. Maybe we might see some sprinkles in the qualifying, but I think the race will be dry.
Yeah, most certainly indeed then. So, pole position, that is SHG Tom. He's got a fastest second, and that's it. The fastest last sector, that is player 10, and Mr. Lakito. Naughty, naughty. Not saying your tabs up correctly. Anyone else? Player 3, number 7. You're the lucky gift today. It's Robin Ress. Who else has been naughty on our list then? Never, apart from everyone else is good. So, player 3, number 7, and player 10, number 11. That's going to annoy me. Lakita, can you go in P10 for me? That might make me feel bad. And to be fair as well, player 3 needs to go in P3. So those two boys have been very naughty. So that is immediately a 5-second time penalty to each of them. That is a real shame to happen in the first race season, but it's quite easy to do, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a...
But for Rudy, he's going to see if he can negotiate this lap time, and let's see what he can do as he comes out of the penultimate corner through into the penultimate and literal final corner, because this is technically 2 corners but there's 1, and to start his lap time then. So down towards turn 1, spot the braking zone, black marker board up on the top left, that is the DRS activation point, the safety car board as you come through 2 into 3, let the car run as wide as you certainly like, and then cut it into this fast left right complex, then left right, a little kick to the left into the long turn number 7, then let the car run as wide as you dare, can take all of the AstroTurf on at the exit, all the painted bit I mentioned, I say on the exit of turn 7, into really the little kink of 8, up to into 9, and then into 10, and there's many corners on this circuit, which aren't corners, but apparently are corners, as you're into 10 already, down into 11, this to the back end of the circuit, spot your braking zone just halfway down the curb, shark it in, 3rd up to 4th, then into the right, up to 5th, down into 4th gear, maybe down into 3rd if you need it, stays in 4th, left, hops over the right, now back into the left then, down, it stays in 4th, doesn't want to go down to 3rd, remember, with no traction control, a lot less grip in the lower gears, power down, slam it to the throttle all the way, 190 miles an hour, will hit over 210 miles an hour, is presumably what he's hoping to hit, 209 miles an hour to chuck it down into the real last opportunity to brake on this circuit. Get it all stopped then. Up through the gears, 4th, into 5th, up to 6th, to the line, keep it shallow all the way over to the curb, and that's it. Is it pole? Nice, yes, it is then. 1:26.7. Next across the line goes Dutch Heat, goes up to P3. Next across the line we got his teammate, doesn't improve either. Next across the line we have got Robin West, who's in the pit lane. We've got the Ferrari pair lane of Lakito starting his outlap. Thierry Henry not a lap time. We've got Kieran on a lap in 7th as he comes down into the last corner, but that is not a valid lap time either. Then we've got, I believe, is it going to be Hannah's through the last corner? 25 100s down. Qualifying is now over, so let's see if ERT Hannah's can get himself up the order.
8th.
Stays around about 8th, does improve a little bit. Now where is Tom? Coming down to the last corner, we've got a Red Bull up the road as well. That's Joss. He crosses the line, stays in 5th. What about Tom? Can he get himself on pole position through the last corner, all the way to the line? This looks good, but it's not good enough then. And he's beaten by what, 36 thousandths of a second. Dara goes up into P3 then, and now we're waiting to see, is anyone else going to be able to improve?
Henry's on the lap. Henry's improving his first 2 sectors. He can maybe jump up to the top 5 this lap. So let's see what he can do. Take an aggressive line over the curb. He's just the 3rd place there. Good improvement by Henry in end there. And I believe that's everybody else done. I believe the rest of these guys are all in laps, I think.
Yeah, Konzo goes up to P11. I think that is the last car on a lap time, unless we are very much mistaken.
Kieran.
We've got
Kieran's on a lap.
Yeah, Kieran, you good spot there. He was the last car to cross the line, so he's on one final push. 3 attempts up on his lap time, so this could be around about P3. That P3 to down here, very close. Through the last corner, get it nice and smashed on the exit, all the way to the line. Take the shortest line all the way on the right. Use as much curve. This is good enough for P3. Yes, it is good enough for P3. And a 1 minute 26.698. And that's good then. But Rudy on pole. Tom in 2nd. Kieran in 3rd. From Henry in 4th. Dara in 5th, Tricky in 6th, Trico in 7th, Jisk in 8th, Johannes in 9th, Robin in 10th, Konzo 11th, Scotty too hot, he is currently down in 12th, and well, it's not a very hot position for him, and Lakitu is putting in the wrong direction, and his in fact he's a bad side as well. He has not had a good qualifying.
No, and on that last lap I was on board with Josh. He was on the good lap, but he had a spin in this section, so that cost him a chance of improving. But yeah, look at it's quite an competitive grid. We've got half a second separating the top 8 there, and the fourth drivers are all very close to each other. So this could be a cracking race. As obviously now we've got no formation up for the race, so it'll be as soon as you load up, be straight into the race. But as we'll have a quick run down the qualifying order for you there. As you've got TF Rudy on the pole with Tom only 16 thousandths back, Kieran in the 3rd place there, a 10th and a half back, and then we've got Henry and Dara both 3/10 off pole. Then we've got the 2 Aston Martin boys, 2 Dutch boys in Dutch Tricks and Tico in 6th and 7th, Speed Josh in 8th, 9th is Hannes, 10th is Robin West, 11th is Konzo, 12th is Scotty, and 13th is Lakitu, and 1.1 seconds separates the field in that competitive qualifying session, which we saw half of on the stream, but now we'll have the full race live very shortly.
Yeah, indeed, of course. 29 laps, I think. I should know this. I did a 50% race not long ago. Is it 29 laps? I think it's
29 laps. Yeah.
It's 29 laps. I got confirmed by the mysterious hand and also by Jamie. We might introduce the mysterious hand later on if we get a quiet moment in the race. We'll drag them in eventually if we're so inclined. But Miami. Now the question is, of course, now the Taz might said it's dry, but is it going to be dry? That's the question. In around about 3, 2, 1. There we go. Thank you, game. We'll find out, and it is dry. So there we go.
Beautiful, beautiful sunshine. Miami weather.
Sunny.
And can I give you a fun fact? You know, the qualifying results. Obviously, the fastest first sector, fastest second sector were Rudy, but the guy who got the fast last sector was the guy who qualified last on the grid, and I've never seen that happen before. A guy who's qualified last has a fastest sector. That is incredible.
Yeah, it really shows just how kind of inconsistent that was. I mean, looking at Nikito's lap time then, 30.4 in the first, 32.1 in the second. The last one, a 25.0. That is nearest car 2 lap. That would have been Tom, also Kieran a bit closer, 25.024. So a very close last sector. I mean, it is, to be fair, just a straight line, the last sector, isn't it?
Yeah. I assume that's guessing he's probably running slightly less downforce. That's why he probably struggled in the first sector, because that's where all the high speed corners are as we're about to get underway for the race. And I'm going to predict a win for Tom. I think Tom may get the win tonight.
Yes. Now I'm not going to predict anyone here today, because as we know, with me predicting people, it doesn't end well. And just having a look then, so I think all the audio is good apparently on the stream as we're just looking through that. I think all the audio is good. But here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights. Look, but never stare, because we are underway then here in Miami. Then looks like a good start for Rudy. But what about Tom? He got a better start than Dad was to
Oh,
God!
Back.
Big accident.
Robin West out
of the race. Konzo out of this race. Immediate safety car. 5-second time penalty as well. Drama then on the first lap here in Miami, as that is Robin West dropping the car straight around into the arm coat. Hotly those tyres up. They were going to have no grip and straight into the path of Konzo. That's going to be damage on Konzo. Wouldn't be surprised to see that some floor damage.
Yeah, that's very. What happened? That's weird. I wonder if Robin West just put too much throttle on the start there, and the tyres spun up. Obviously, cold tyres, too much throttle, and no traction control. It's so easy to drop it there, and yeah, Combs was very unfortunate there, and yeah, he's definitely got player 3. It says here player. It just says he's got wing damage according to Taz, but player 3, who was Robin West, he had side pod floor and front wing damage, so yeah, his race was done. But according to this, Con's only got wing damage, which I guess is a lucky escape with the safe cars where he can pit, and it's not really costing because he's starting on the soft tyres, so he can effectively turn this into a one-stop race. So that could have been a lot worse for Conzo.
Yeah, I mean, the hard tyres around here, as I found out earlier on, are actually incredibly good around here. They will last a long, long time. Not like you would have noticed them, Jamie, because you were in the soggy wetness. I think, was it the entire race for you, Matt?
No, it was dry at the start, but interesting enough, look at these starting tyres. Lakitu, everyone was on softs apart from Lakitu, was on the hard tyres. So it was dry at the start, it sort of rained halfway through, so yeah, everyone's in the pits. I wonder if everybody's going to come in the pits, apart from Lakitu. Lakitu will probably look, everyone's in the pits, so the safety car is good. This is, never seen this before, every single car in the pits, so...
Yeah, this is quite an interesting one to see. Every single car in that pit lane. So that is going to mean there's only one car on circuit, and that's the safety car right now. But not any longer, because guess what? There's now 2 Mercedes cars. Actually, to be fair, there's now 3 Mercedes-powered cars on the grid. So on the order now we've got the one of 2 Ferrari-powered cars, and then of course then comes the Aston Martin Mercedes, followed by the Red Bull-powered Honda, the only Honda-powered car on this grid. So Honda, I'm going to be disappointed at that, because the other one didn't really make 100 metres before it was pointing in a wall. So that's a real shame. But like I said, this is a blessing for Konzo.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, he's just back in the race now. He's got another set of soft tyres, so he's fancying a very aggressive strategy. Maybe to fancy him overtaking him along these guys. Majority guys are on the hard tyres, so they're going to go for quite a long stint. These hard tyres, I think if you had to, these hard tyres could do the whole race if you had to. They're really good, and they're a lot more usable in this game, the hard tyres, than previous games. And a quick notice as well there, both the Alpines had 5-second stop-goal penalties, which had to serve that pit stop. That's why they've dropped down the order a bit, especially Henry, who had to wait behind his teammate, serving a 5-second penalty. They both got them for collisions into turn 1.
Yeah, indeed, they must have just... I presume what happened there is they got too close to each other just as the safety car came out. Both just hit each other. So easy to do, of course, when you're not expecting it. Turn number 1, 2, and 3. They come at you very quickly. It's so easy to snatch a break, go and hit someone, and then you're straight in a lot of trouble. But as long as they get themselves all good, that's all going to be what matters. But Tom, he is going to lead this field safety car straight in. Very short safety car here today. Yep. And now, here comes little Yo-Yo, keeping a nice steady speed. Then we saw this catch up a few people in P3 earlier on. But of course, let's see how these guys can do it. Then keep consistent speed around about 60 miles an hour. You can kind of go up a little bit as long as you do not suddenly brake, accelerate. And that's all nice and good as they all weave down the straight, and it's like they're almost kind of in a symphony right now, the top two.
Yeah.
No, they're not. Yeah. Get back into it. No, oh dear!
Oh, what spinner!
Is that Henry?
Kieran spun.
It's Kieran, that's embarrassing.
Yeah, Kieran spun round, and Tom's... Tom will leave it to last minute to go.
He's gone.
When he's going to go. He's
that's
gone, and
look
at Dutchy boy, Dutch tricks on the back of Rudy. Dutchy had a great reset. Dizzes around, and
what on earth is going on here, boys? Come on! Oh, don't do that! Right in the middle of the
team was so clean last season, and it's been a bit of a mess so far. That was a bit of a weird one there, but thankfully there's no damage. I don't think he's able to continue, but he's dropped all of them.
That could have ended very badly indeed. Luckily, they survived that one just about there, as all of a sudden Dutch Trick was pulling backwards right in the path of a couple of cars flying at them, and that's the most scariest thing you'll ever see in a murder race, when you suddenly start and then you're pulling backwards right at the beginning. Meanwhile, Darren
Scotty on the soft tyres. He's got a good run there. He's got them soft tyres up to a nice working range there, and he's fancy doing Rudy. Rudy's struggling. I don't think Rudy got his tyres up to much temperature there, and he's looking like a cork in the bottle for these guys now. And Scotty will surely have a look. Obviously, no DRS for 2 laps. Scotty has a bit of a moment there. He's losing a bit of traction, and that might allow Darren to have an opportunity to repass. But Scotty got a great exit there, and it's going to stay in tandem, I believe, as Henry, I believe, has also picked up a bit of wind damage behind safety car, so he's going to be struggling this stint. He'll be hoping for another safety car. So them hard tyres, you've got to have to just get it, stick out there and make it last. So I'll be that moment for Scotty there, costing an opportunity to maybe overtake Rudy down that straight, but look how close he's now. He's really fancying the overtake here, and hopefully he's a bit cleaner than last lap, lads, as Tom's just shot off. He had the perfect restart, and he's got a nice comfortable gap with these guys. But yeah, I think Rudy may be overtaken very shortly, but Scotty on the curbs, that car is not looking too nice on the curbs.
Yeah, he's struggling, isn't he? He just can't get the power down. It just looks like because no traction control, they're pushing these cars to their absolute limit, and the cars just are not biting, of course. Like we said, no surprise, Tom is bolted, of course. Those mediums fire a lot better than those hards, but yeah, give a few laps, of course, and those hards will all of a sudden start to come alive. That's what we found out in P3. Those hards are actually a better race tyre than all of the tyres, especially in the long run. You'll take the pain of the warm-up, but as soon as they get some grip, they don't stop gripping. Of course, because they're designed to last for about 100 million years, which indeed they do very well. But, Scotty, yellow flags. That is Henry. He is
Alpines aren't having a good race tonight. 2 ERT drivers, they're not having the best of races, and Henry is about half a lap behind. He's pitted to change front wing and he had to spin there. I presume that's due to cold tyres pushing a little bit too much, as DRS will be enabled next lap, so we might see a bit more overtaking, but then again we might see the infamous DRS train, which you tend to get in these top tiers as a Dutch Tricks trying to recover from his moment, and he's just about hanging on to the back of the pack, but that was weird. I don't know what happened there between them two. As Rudy, I think Rudy is now starting to maybe get some temperature. He's now starting to maybe started to pull up the gap to Scotty now, and Rudy, these next 2 or 3 laps, I think give it another lap and Rudy will be bang on pace again.
Yeah, but look, this is something I've noticed, Jamie, as well. Look at the ERS users of your race leader, 62%. Leads guys, second and third, none. Fourth,
it's very unusual. 32. Very unusual for this tier for to have ERS low usage that low, because as you know in this game, you've had ERS low usage in the 8-9% like these guys have. It is impossible, almost impossible to get it charged up again. As they're using it again, they're both going to run out of battery down this straight. Now this is very peculiar. They've got DRS, but if I'm Dara, he's got 32%. Dara may be in a good position in 3 laps time, because these guys have to keep regenning and they're going to lose a lot of straight line speed. He's got Lakitu and Josh going side by side, and Lakitu gets the move done, and Konzo on them soft tyres also gets overtaken from Hannes. The DRS passes are now starting to occur.
Oh, that was clumsy.
There's contact there.
Very clumsy there by Hannes. Now that, to be fair, I say clumsy, but then again, I did exactly the same thing in P3 there. It's so easy to do. Oh, careful. I think he's getting out. Is he trying to get out of the way? Maybe he is. It's really an awkward place to get out of the way. Yeah, I think he is getting out of the way. He's half throttling it. That's very sportsmanship. A little bit of a clumsy move there. Yeah, he's going to let him through, but I don't think Konzo's got any damage. I certainly hope not, as the Aston Martin thought about a move up the inside of Kieran. Couldn't quite do it, but a bit of a mistake here from these drivers. They all seem very rusty, it seems, in this first race, don't they?
Very unusual. It's very, these guys, maybe, this track obviously brand new to the game, and the guys haven't quite got the braking zones right, I don't think, and it's just a bit of a, it's obviously, and obviously with that early safe car, I think maybe it affected some guys with him, and obviously there's different tyre temperatures in play, and I think some guys maybe get caught out by how early some guys are braking, but now the tyres will be up temperature. I think we may see a bit more clean racing. Now Dara has got a great opportunity at Scott. I think Scotty's softs may be going off already.
Yeah, I reckon so. That's really not worked for him too well. Up the inside goes the Haas, then on the Alfa Romeo, and that looks like a relatively easy manoeuvre done then. Unless we see Scott to think about trying to go for a lunge back up the inside, but I think he knows more than anyone right now that those tyres, this has not worked. He's got his first stint out, now going for a set of hards to the end of this race. They'll easily do that, as want to be careful over those curbs, and just proving how easy those curbs are just to get a snap on, just to go to make a mistake. And they just about survived this lap, but now Tico, he's going to be next to look out, and surely with a space of a few centimetres, he's got no ERS. He goes straight through. That's like taking candy from a baby. That is what saving ERS does for you.
Yeah, I don't think Scotty thought that too much. As Dara is a Tico now is on the back of it. He's got a good battle for second place being up here, as Tom is way ahead, as Henry has retired in the race, and he's retired in the pit lane. I believe he was about to get lapped. He's not had a good race there, and he's out the race now, and that's a shame for him, as he would have scored points if he continued, but I guess he didn't feel like continuing there. He's our second retirement from the race tonight.
Yeah, 2 retirements so far. One, of course, due to a major incident on the first lap. The second, of course, that was Henry. Of course, he's had some damage. We don't know, of course, how much damage he actually has. He might have some floor damage that we don't know about. He did hit the rear wing quite a bit, so that might also explain it. Of course, if you have rear wing damage around it, it is around, especially a circuit like Miami. You can get away with it on some tracks, but around Miami, it is very difficult. These corners are very demanding on the car.
Yeah, you need a lot of rear downforce, especially in sector 1. You need riding that rear wing for a lot of downforce. You know, it's just impossible to drive. The car's almost undrivable rear wing damage in this game. As Dutch Tricks gets by Kieran there for 8th place, so he's making progress after his unfortunate moment on the restart. He's making good progress. Actually, up to 7th place now. As Kieran, obviously a previous One Hub Racing champion, not having the best of races so far. That spin on the safety car. I wonder if that's maybe affected his tyre grip a little bit, as Josh and Lakitu going side by side here. Josh gets through up to 5th place, and yeah, I think now the hard tyres are starting to show their assertion. But saying that, Tom at the lead, he's just stroking away. He's very much Lewis Hamilton like. He's just got this under control. There's no pressure so far, and yeah, I'm not going to say anything more because I don't want to put any curses on him. But yeah, it's looking good for him so far.
Yeah, I mean, so far so good for the race leader, and like you said, as long as he doesn't make a mistake, everything will be nice and dandy. Which, he immediately goes a little bit wide, but he keeps it on the island just about, so there we go. He gets twitchy, he keeps it on the island. Rudy in second, behind him Dara is slowly catching up to them then, and like I said, those hard tyres really firing up then, those softs have got no pace in them whatsoever, and this has been what we've seen in other tiers, I think. The softs, they just burn up after 3-4 laps. Normally in qualify you get up to about 16-17%, so and that's only 3 laps of it. So you can imagine where they're going to be under full racing conditions. But like I said, medium's working well, hard on, looking too shabby either. And we've got 2nd, 3rd and 4th all together.
Yeah, I only ran the soft tyres in our race tonight, and yeah, it did. I felt like the tyre did go in the rains. Yep, Tico. Yeah, on
Has he got the
not
inside
much room being given, but
he's gone too deep. That'll be close.
Because he's on the outside, though. He's fighting back. Contact.
Oh, wow, that's a big off as he keep it out the wall. Come on, get the power on. Back, throttle. Now suddenly go to the pit lane. Right, which way are you going to go? You're not going to the pit lane. That's the answer to that one. That was almost out of that race. Howie did not end in the wall. Oh,
what a save. What a save that was.
Through.
I think he's got away with it. So I think obviously he's lost time and got hot tyres, but it doesn't look like he's got too much damage there. But he's got to be careful though, these next few corners, because his tyres are red hot, so he's got to take it easy, get them tyres back into a manageable temperature range, and don't push too hard, because he can be around again, as he almost was there. You can see his tyre. Josh is out of the race! Josh has binned it! Wow!
That's out of turn 7. We've got another car off as well. That is, Darrow's off as well, so Darrow's dropped it. That's going to be a safety car. That is in a very dangerous place.
That's hot tyres from Dara from that spin. Yeah, he didn't quite keep him underway, but no safety car. No, we got. Oh yeah, we have got a safety car.
Never doubt.
So hards. So if you're on mediums, if I was Tom, I'd pit out and put the hards on and go to the end of the race. I think that's what you should do now.
Yeah, it'd be a good bet here if you've got an opportunity to go to the hards. I think. Let's have a look in terms of who is on in terms of the tyres right now. Everyone's stopped for the first time, but now you've got the issue. If you're on the mediums, yeah, go for a set of hards, go to the end. If you're on a set of hards, you're a little bit buggered right now because those mediums will not go 20 laps.
No, they can go about 13, 14, but not yet. The safety car, you may be able to coax it, and you're gonna have to. I think it's good, but yeah, but these guys are top tier guys. These guys, I think, will have better tyre wear than those guys. So I think that they'll have to try it because he's going to lose too much time if you don't, as everyone's in the pits again. So yeah, the pit lane, it reminds me of IndyCar, this where everyone comes in the pits under caution, and yeah, obviously you are going to have to. Yeah, just hope the mediums do last. You will be quicker in the open part of the stint, but I think the last 2 or 3 laps will be a bit of a struggle. But you may actually just fancy, if you may bail out of 3 or 4 laps to go and just 6 set softs on and just try and recover if you feel like tyres aren't going to last. But you have to make that decision quite early on. You cannot leave it. If you leave it too late, you will never recover.
I'll tell you who's gained a lot out of this, out of this safety car. Scotty, back up to 4th then. He was right down the back So that's actually worked quite
He's
to
done
his
his 2
favour.
stops as well. Yeah, he's done his
honest
2.
to God.
Everyone's done their 2 stops, so yeah, no disqualifications here, so that's good to see. And yeah, everybody, all these guys will try to get the end now, but yeah, they're medium guys. At this stage, car will probably help them, and I think they can get them to the end. But yeah, as I mentioned earlier, they've got to take it easy. They cannot push too hard early on. They've got to just bed them in gently.
I would not like to be in the likes of Rudy's and Trico's positions right now. Those tyres, they, like you said, they might get it to the end. Now, we know most certainly these drivers are aliens compared to us. That's why they're in the top tier. There are only 10 of them, but they are 10 in the top tier so far in this race out of the 13 that started. And hopefully we don't drop too many more out of this one. But Tom doing what he needs to do right now. Rudy in second, and this is the question for you, Jamie. You've been doing the top tier longer than I have. Do you reckon this is first season just little niggly issues that you get on a new game?
Yeah, I think. Yeah, and obviously with no racing line and a new track, I think obviously it's not the easiest track with an O line, because especially the first sector, because it's smut, and I think these guys are struggling for braking points, and I think with the patch, obviously it's patched out a few weeks now, but I think the patch has definitely adjusted setups, and it's made tyres a bit more on the edge. So yeah, I think these guys are just trying to bed in, and I think by 3 or 4 races in, I think we'll see a bit more consistency from these guys. I think they're struggling early on. It's a bit like when Formula 1 in real life has a regulation reset, and you see sometimes teams and drivers struggle. But I think give it time, and these guys they'll be like what they were last season, where it was super consistent, hardly any safety cars and good racing. But yeah, I think there's just teething issues at the moment.
Yeah, indeed. Now, good thing I'm not streaming by there, because I've got the audio glitch on my end, so Audiobugs decided to visit me again, but that was doing that earlier, indeed. And it didn't end well. Now, luckily, my little bird in my ear says they haven't got audio glitches, so lucky them. They don't have to listen to the painful audio glitch right now. But Tom, he's hopefully not having any pain today. He's led pretty much from start all the way to now, and he's got to get a good start. Hards versus mediums. Now, like I said earlier, Jimmy, those hards take a couple of laps to get up to temperature right in front of safety car. That he could be under threat here. Yeah,
if I was Rudy, you just got to be aggressive. You got to just take it. If you don't get by the first 2 laps, you're never going to get by. So yeah, I expect to see a really aggressive Rudy to restart. But so early on, Tom got the perfect restart. Rudy will have to be a bit more aware than what he was last time, because he cannot afford to have Tom have an 8/10 lead like last time. Because the safety car's underway. See if I'm going to restart now. It's going to come in the pits. I say this notice is very late on the lap. It's not good for these drivers for preparation, I don't think.
Yeah, you just got to get on with it as quick as you can. That's what happened then. And all weaving again, and all of them in their nice little snaky snake. Now, hopefully, guys, don't spin it this time under the safety car restart, because that's going to be talked about, I reckon, unfortunately, for a while for some people, as they get ready to go, as they come down to the last corner. Now, when is Tom going to bolt the boot then out of the last corner? Let's see. 3, 2, 1, go. Let's see, get away. Has he got the car going in a straight line? Yes, he has, and hopefully we see all cars make it through this corner this time around. And yes, we will. Up the inside, we're going to see Tico taking a dive from Rudy. Thinks better of it, then down towards turn number 1. Backs out of it, down he comes then, through 2, into 3. And this is critical moments for this race then, for the likes of Rudy. If he wants a shot at this, he needs to get on with it. Get past Tom as soon as physically possible, because as soon as those tyres warm up, Tom will presumably start bolting. First opportunity, that's going to be down into turn number 10, 11 then. If he gets a good exit out of this now, he'll burn all the ERS. So will the likes of Tom. Rudy will as well. Is he close enough to get a turn? He's starting to get one. He's gaining. Which way is he going to go? He's going to force Tom to the inside, but he's not going to come in hard enough then. Let's see, is Rudy going to go lane braking down the inside? Has he got it stopped though? No, he hasn't. He didn't hit the leader. They've hit each other on the outside line, and then see, is Tom still got the line then? He has to back out. This won't work. He does have to back out of it, but there was contact there. definite contact between Tom and Rudy through the exit of 10. Has there been any damage? I don't think so. Looking at the TAS, I don't think so either, but that is exactly what he needs to do. But it's not over yet. Is he going to have a try come back straight away? He's not burning the arrest. They're going to wait for the time
No, he's
being.
going to wait, I think.
Yeah, they'll wait for it.
Keep his battery and just stay in the slipstream. Try saying DRS and overtake. But yeah, I thought Rudy on that brace, and I thought he was going to miss the corner completely. It was on quite an acute line, and obviously he did outbrake himself. That allowed Tom to have a switch back. Yeah, that little get contact, and Rudy's able to brave it on the outside on the approach to the chicane, and he just managed to hang on. And I think Tom wisely backed out a bit there. He knows that he knows he cannot win the race. As Kieran and as Lakita's at the moment there, I believe he's lost 3 or 4 places, and that's allowed Kieran to move up to 5th. And yeah, Lakita, I think his tyres are not temperature. He had a bit of moment turn 1, and he's lost a lot of place there. But yeah, I think Tom, he's playing long game here. I think he knows that. Yeah, Rudy's quick at the moment, but it's going to come back to him at the end of the race. Hannes is our first driver to get a 3-second corner cut penalty.
Yeah, penalties around here, that's always a possibility as well. It's quite easy to be fair if you are just taking a little bit of a track extension, turn 7, one that can catch you out, and of course the chicane of 14, I believe it is. That's from my memory. Now, I don't know how many corners it's had because it changes occasionally in my head. I think it's 14, this one here, out of, I think, 21 corners. Don't quote me on that one, because corner names and me don't normally end well, because I have corners that aren't corners half the time. Now, are we...
19 corners, I believe, but that counts the kinks.
I wasn't far off then with my estimate. I'm gonna have to go through that in my head and see if that lines up with what my brain thinks. Because I count this as 2 different corners here. There's one and there's another. If that actually is 2 different corners, it's a different question in the game. But I take it. Rudy, first lap of this race, like he's certainly taking all the corners like he wants, as many as he can.
DRS, I believe, will be enabled this lap now. Can Tom get into that DRS zone? It's very tight. I think Rudy may be able to break DRS, which may help him pull a little bit more of a gap, as Tico now on these medium tyres. He may be fancying, he's gaining a bit on Tom. He's got a lot of spare battery, so Tico may be fancying overtaking Tom here, but I think Tom, he's just not quite in the DRS, so he may...
I think he might have got it. I think he might have just got it.
Yeah.
He has. That's lucky. That's very lucky.
Very tight. And Tom used a lot of his battery there to stay in DRS, so he's got to regen a bit more now. But look how much he's gaining with DRS. That just shows you how important it was for him to stay in that DRS, because he's gained about 6 tenths there, and now he's on the back of Rudy. And now look at Tico. These front 3 are now starting to converge on each other, and we can have a 3-way battle for the lead very shortly indeed.
That's cool. Lakita and Dara battling away through the long right-hander, and those two just about survive through there as they hop over the chicane and keep each other just about within track limits as Dutch goes past Hannes.
Yeah, Hannes had a bit of a moment there coming out of that corner, and Dutch got through as Kieran's overtaken Scotty for 4th place. So Kieran, after that spin in the last safety car, is now starting to show a bit more performance that he's capable of. And now these 3 guys scrapping ahead as look at Tico. Tico maybe fancies an overtake on Tom, but Tom's going to have DRS here. And turn 1, it's a very acute braking zone. It's not really an overtaking zone unless you really sure of it. And look how much little braking Tico is, almost running to the back of that Mercedes. Tico is the demon late braker there, and that will definitely catch Tom unawares there. He knows he has to, if Tico has an opening, he'll get through as Hannes has retired from the race. I believe he's binned it in turn 3, I believe. Yep. So that's half. So this is going to help the medium runners. This will help the medium runners get. Yeah, they'll get to the end now, and allow them to cool their tyres down a bit. Had a heat cycle, and yeah, it's not what Tom wanted. Tom did not want a safety car, I don't think.
Yeah, a little bit frustrated, I imagine, for Tom, because I think his opportunity would have come later on. It still might, because they're all going to save their tyres. Of course, no one will go on the set of softs, because, well, they will explode if you go on the set of softs right now. As I was considering doing it around about lap 20, but I don't think it was a brave option to try 9 laps on the softs, especially if seeing the pace it seems to drop off so quickly. So let's see if anyone does any strategy later on in this race, if we get another one. But now down to 9 runners here today through retirements. That's Hannes, who dropped it turn 1. Joss out of 7. Henry, who dropped it, he retired in the pit lane. Robin, before the start line really even finished, which is a real shame for them. But like we said, always a possibility for drama, and we're getting the drama here today. I think this is the most retirements of a single tier so far out of them all, I believe.
I think P4 had 5 retirements, I think.
Well, now you've done it.
Yeah.
There's 6 retirements I'm hearing then, so, well, hopefully we don't get 6. Now, meanwhile, Scotty in the pit lane, so is Konzo, and these go for a set of hards, I'd hope. Yep, set of hards for the pair of them. That's a good strategy, I'd reckon, right now.
Scotty's on mediums. Scotty's on mediums, actually. They're both on mediums, so yeah, they're both... So yeah, they're on a fresh set of mediums now. This is interesting. Both at the back, nothing to lose. Stick a fresh set of mediums on, and they'll easily get to the end, and they'll have... Now, watch out for Scotty. You know, Scotty's up at the front early on the race. Scotty that may be a master stroke by Scotty there, coming in the pits and mediums on, and these guys ahead on all the tyres. They've got to show at the end, so so watch out for them too. There's a no-brainer for Condal to pit at the back. You might as well if you've got a fresh set of mediums. So you're not going to lose anything.
Yeah, you're not going to lose anything. You've got a lot to gain, and I mean, it can make you look like a hero, or you can look like a zero. And I mean, so far he's in 0 land, so he can only go forwards, I guess, can't he?
Yeah. As would the safety car come in this lap? Well, the safety cars this tier have been very quick, because obviously the pack hasn't been the pack has been quite close together. But I think we'll get a. I think the safety car may come in this lap.
It will be close. And they'll be decided. The game will decide it probably through his corner. We got it around about the DRS activation point, so I think in around about 3, 2, 1. If it's going to, it'll say it now.
Staying out, I think. Staying out. Yeah. Might be last corner. I've had a race in this game where it's come out last corner, so we'll wait and see. But I think it's too late now. I think it's gonna stay out.
He's out for one more lap then, so we're going to get the safety car message decides it wants to tease us and come in right there. It just cuts across the inside of the circuit, but it doesn't do that. I've seen it do that before, to be fair, a bit randomly just glitching out, coming into the pit lane like that. But we were just waiting for Konzo to get to the field, and he does now so it would come in this lap. Yeah.
Another thing I noticed, because I led a safety car 3 times tonight, I've noticed the safety car in this game, around this track, it does seem... I don't know if it was me, but it does seem very slow, and it's quite. And I think Rudy's found that as well. Because you took there. The safety car in this game does seem very slow compared to previous game. I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but the safety car seems to take its time going around the lap.
It seems to be slowed down to a bit more of an accurate pace. I think it seems a bit more correct to what it runs in real life.
Yeah, maybe it was a bit too fast in the previous game, but yeah, there were a few moments where I almost won in the back of the safety car, so thankfully that didn't happen, because I believe that just happened, you do get disqualified from the race, so thankfully I was okay.
I don't think you do anymore. I mean, I don't want to find out. I mean, someone can find out. I mean, if Rudy wants to go and test it for us, he can. But
maybe not anymore. No, but on all the games you did. But I think it might be okay now. I think you might get like a 5-second penalty, so yeah, which you don't want anyway. And you'll get wing damage because the safety car is basically indestructible. Still is. So you don't want to be. You lose a fight with the safety car for sure.
Yes, it's a losing fight unless, of course, you manage to get it into the wall up the inside of the castle section of Baku, in which case then all sorts of fun shenanigans happen. And do you recommend that, by the way, if you are don't do it in a league race, if you're in single player and you want to have some fun with the safety car, cause it to break by putting it in the wall at the castle section. That and Monaco, if you wedge yourself between it, you go into the stratosphere. Luckily, no stratospheering for us today, because we're going to get ready to go yet again for the 4th time on this race, not counting, of course, the 3 safety cars and the 1 actual start. So, 4th time the charm, Jamie?
Yeah, hopefully we go green to the end, and now reading on the memes now, Tom on this hard, so he's not leading now, so Tom, I think Tom is almost side by side with Rudy. He didn't manage it. That is illegal one of races, so thankfully he didn't, as Rudy's thing is very late, and Tom's going to have a great run here. Tom may fancy an overtake into turn 1.
Yeah, see, is he going to take a look on the inside? Then they move then for the power flip, but up the inside, lane braking. Has he got it stopped? Yes, he has. Side by side on the exit. This is going to end the corner. They're not careful. They are going to hit each other. They have hit each other. They're going to run wide, and through goes Tico. absolutely incredible there. He gets the pair of them in this race as they're tripping over each other. They're still tripping over each other, and they've hit each other.
Spinner, Tom spun round.
Tom round, and that was their inedible there. That was always going to happen. Running side by side. They touched once, they touched twice, they touched a third. Now off goes Lakito as well, and all sorts of drama in this race. But Trico with a stormer there. That was incredible.
Yeah, it was. They were too busy fighting each other. I didn't spot that green Aston Martin in the background, and he just had the racing line. They both watching off the track, and Tico was like, "Oh, thank you very much. I'll take this into the lead," and he's got a nice comfortable gap now with Rudy and Dutch and Tom. Well, it's looking so good for him for the majority of the race. Now he's at the back of the field. He's only 3 seconds. He's 3 seconds off the back of the field. The race isn't over for him yet, but I think for the race win. Yeah, I think he's not going to win the race anymore, but he's got to try and sort of damage limitation now, and yeah, they were just too busy fighting each other. They didn't realise there were 7 other drivers behind them that could take advantage, and Tico's got away with it. But look at Kieran. Kieran's on the inside of Dara here into the penultimate corner, and he gets the move done. Yeah, Dara on them hard tyres, but now Dara may fancy repass here. He's on the slipstream of Kieran, but Kieran gets a good exit there, and Dara, unless he fancies a dive on here, as he does, and a bit of contact there, and that forces Kieran a little bit wide, but Kieran keeps position. I think Dara maybe backs out of there to allow Kieran to regain the position.
Yeah, indeed, I think they reckon a bit of spots from Sim there, but Tom is not good. He's going to be absolutely fuming in that cockpit. I don't think he can believe what's has happened to him. It was a sideboard glitch originally is what put them off, because they ended up getting attached to each other, and somehow they didn't end up spearing each other into the wall when that happened. It's so often to see it. They survived. They didn't do so when suddenly they were going side by side. It was just the slightest bit of contact, and it's only this. Remember, when these cars are going, you can push them around. It's like with the hand, pretty much, when they're going momentum.
Dara had a moment there on them hard tyres, up temperature, and he almost spun it, but managed to hold it together. Now that may allow Konzo an opportunity to overtake and into 6th place. Konzo having a quiet race, keeping out of trouble, and just pick up the results as they came along. As Tom is now closing rapidly the back of Lakito for 8th place. So we keep a close eye on Tom's progress, but as Rudy now, it's starting to gain a bit in Tico. Rudy, well, I think that might be in the stewards, that incident. We don't know. I'm not going to make judgment call on that, because it did look a bit. I wasn't sure to make of it, but Rudy now he's definitely closing on the back of that Aston Martin, and DRS now enabled. So this may be an opportunity for Rudy to overtake, but Tico has got a lot of battery left. So Rudy has definitely drained a lot more battery than Tico. So Tico may a bit more defence than what Rudy thinks.
Yeah, indeed, Aston Martin, 2nd and 3rd so far. That's going to be helpful them in the constructors. Other teams are going to be pretty decent. 7 and 8 right now for Ferrari. That's the only other team that's got 2 cars in the running so far. The Haas did have 2 cars, but one of them is in the wall as well. So that's a shame for them. But let's see, Rudy closing up. DRS now active, and I'd be surprised to see any type of dive from here. In fact, he's far too back, not using ERS. Just using the DRS to come along and try and chase down to see if you can get Trico into a mistake. And you got to wonder, if you're Trico, do you really defend it too much if you reckon a penalty's coming? That's the psychological issue you've got to do in that runner.
Yeah.
If you reckon there's a penalty coming, and there certainly might be, I'm not going to say there is, but there certainly could be a penalty, do you decide to go and fight it tooth and nail, end up having contact?
I think you got to presume there's no penalty. You got to try and keep the race there. But look at Scotty on these 4-lap-old mediums. He's up to 4th place, and Scotty is gaining these guys. Scotty is the guy to watch. I think Scotty he'd be fancying an opportunity for a race win here. But yeah, if I was Tico, I think you just got to try and win the race. You cannot assume the driver's going to get a penalty, because you never know what the POV is going to be. So Tico's just got to try and just keep the race lead here. But I think Scotty. He's the guy to keep an eye out for sure, as Konzo's now starting to gain the back of Dara. So Scotty, yeah, and now Kieran, it's looking like a 5-way battle for the lead at the moment. These front 5 are all converging on each other.
Yeah, indeed it is, Len. So 1 becomes 2, becomes 3, becomes 4, might soon become 5. You never know, it might become 6 if Dara keeps his pace up. He's not dropping too far back. Of course, Those hards, well, to be fair, they are probably at this stage of the race starting to come towards each other, actually, the hards more than the mediums, so there's still an opportunity for him to come back into this, but so far he is on the outskirts of that battle for the race victory. No one in the top 10 have got a time penalty so far to add to the name. Of course, we had 2 with 5 seconds, but of course they've got them removed so far. So far so good for the penalty situation. And let's see, is Rudy got any opportunity? Is he going to start burning his ERS right now? Not quite so yet. He's staying back.
Wait. Yeah, playing a patient game, but Rudy had a great run through these, a lot more confident through the chicane than Chico. Chico had a bit of moment in the chicane, he didn't quite attack the curves. Rudy, he's definitely looking the more comfortable of 2 drivers, and I think he's playing a smart game here. They both aren't using the battery at all. They both realise the last 2 or 3 laps is where you're going to have to use it, as Scotty now is gaining further on Dutch Tricks, but now it's going to be a problem for Scotty now, because Dutch Tricks has got DRS on Rudy, so I believe it's a Dutch 1, 2, 3 at the moment. So the Netherlands are certainly having a good race as it stands.
Yeah, indeed. Meanwhile, Konzo and Darren go battle then on the exit of turn number 4, and that is Konzo up in position again then from the mistake and all the issues had earlier on. Starting to come back through in this race ever so slightly, now up to 6th. That's going to be what he needs to do up to the front though. It's still any opportunity, no, still too far back. Like I said,
Lakito's in the moment, and this may allow Tom to overtake. Yeah, Lakito had a bit of a moment coming there, and yeah, that's an easy overtake. Tom up takes place. Scotty's going to go up the inside of Dutch Tricks for 3rd place. Dutch Tricks bites it on the outside, and they bang wheels. They're going to bang wheels again in this section. It's so easy, and Scotty, is he going to send him inside? He's a very brave man to do that, but no, backs out of it. But now Dutch Tricks will be vulnerable, because I don't think he's going to have DRS to car ahead. So if Scotty gets a good exit here, he should be able to overtake this guy easily.
Let's see, which way is he going to go, left or right? I'll be the inside line then, and I don't think Dutch is going to battle this one at all. I say that, they do touch down the street still somehow, so fair enough, but they get through nonetheless. I don't think there was any malice now, I think it was just an ever so,
Different moment. It's going to allow Kieran's got a great run now. Kieran's going to fancy 4th place, but Dutch Tricks, great car control there, but he did lose in turn. Now Kieran is going to go for the inside line. Now, is he going to send it inside? He does. Dutch Tricks is giving room, and is he going to get forced out of road here? No, they're going to keep it side by side. Lakito's in the pits. And he's going to come for a set of soft tyres. But, wow, Kieran is still there, and look, wow, they were so close to contact there. I believe that was front wheel to rear wheel. Yeah, great battle between these 2. Obviously now Dutch Tricks will be vulnerable again, because he hasn't got the DRS, and Kieran, I wonder if Dutch Tricks is burning his tyres out. He's definitely struggling for traction a bit more than everybody else, but Kieran's got a great run here. Now this corner, it's not the easiest for overtaking, but Kieran's going to go up the inside. Yeah, Dutch Tricks will try and fight it, but he hasn't got anything left to fight with, and Kieran's up to 4th place, but he's lost a lot of time to the front 3. He's got 2 seconds to gain now, but that was great racing. I fully enjoyed that. Fantastic stuff.
Again at a turn 2, tyre to tyre contact, led into the side-by-side, drags each other off the road. We saw that earlier on in the race with Tom and Rudy. We've just seen it again, though luckily this time both of them didn't end up going off the road. So 2 very similar moments, though with 2 very different outcomes. Talking of outcomes, we've still got the battle for the lead to decide. And guess who? What's closing up? It's Scotty. He's catching up. I thought you were going to say, I was thinking about saying Rudy's catching up, but no, Scotty's really catching up. Now within a second of your race leader. This race, far from done. Rudy, if he wants to win this race, he's going to get past Trico. If Trico wants to win this race, he's going to hope Scotty starts to close up in battle and then doesn't overtake. That's what's good. He's going to have to hope. Or 3, or none of them win. They'll all go off the road and Kieran will win this race. That would be a prophecy. Let's hope that doesn't happen. Though it's supposed to Kieran. He probably is hoping that does happen. I suppose. But let's see. DRS activated. Yeah, when are they going to use? They're waiting for the last couple of laps here, aren't they?
Yeah. But through our task data, we do get tyre wear data. I'm looking at these front 3 tyre wear. I'm looking at Tico. His rear tyres are on 6. His rear right tyre is on 58%. So that is gonna be a stretch to get that in the race. You have to say that is them tyres by in the race are gonna be short. We've got Rudy who behind is on 50%, and we've got Scotty who's in the 30s. So Scotty, if he just keeps it sensible, I think he'll get it. Because I think Tico definitely will know what tyres, and I think Rudy will be struggling as well. So Tico's doing a great job leading, but I think his tyres going to die out for you in the race.
Yeah, like I said earlier on, it's a stretch. They might get it. If this goes on the last lap, I very much told you, if you pit it, you might just get a podium.
Tom and Dara go side by side, and Tom may have a run at Conzo here as well. So Tom as Conzo takes a bit as Conzo's going to be defensive DRS. So Tom's inside here to 6th place, and Dutch tricks his tyres on 60%. And go side by side here. They're still banging wheels. These first 3 corners are great for racing, but I wouldn't want to be on them curbs, because them curbs can spin you around. And Dara, as Conzo, managed to hang on just, but will Dara send it inside here? Oh, he's very close to hitting the wall. Wow, these guys are definitely using all the track and some more, as Rudy is now on the back of Tico.
Rudy's coming then. Has he got the DRS? No, backs out of it. He's backed out of it. I'm surprised. Unless he's going to do something audacious.
No, he's too far back. No.
He could have. He socked up to using ERS. He could have kept using it. I reckon that was an opportunity down there. But of course, then you've got to come to the think of, if I get past here, will I be overtaken straight away in the next corner? But Dad, look at this. Grip's gone, and now all of a sudden, on the exit of this, Rudy has got a real opportunity then. DRS activated. But look at the exit loop that Trico still gets. They're going to use the ERS? No, they're not going to use the ERS then. They're saving it still. They don't want to battle. And longer this goes on for, the more it's going to pain the both of them, because as soon as they do start battle, both their tyres are going to go off, and all of a sudden, through goes Scott. He's going to get the pair of them, I reckon.
I think Rudy realises if he overtakes Tico, then Scotty will probably overtake Tico, and then Scotty will have a run at Rudy on much better tyres. So I think Rudy realises, he's probably got some greater contact maybe from his team, maybe realises if he overtakes Tico, then he may be run up with Scotty. So I think Rudy's playing quite a clever game here. He realises he can get this move done last lap, and that may mean Scotty will probably have no opportunity to overtake, because Scotty, it's going to be difficult for him to overtake Rudy with Rudy being so close to Tico. So I think Rudy's playing a very clever game here.
Yeah, it certainly is. Still no ERS usage, and just holding back. This is going to go down to the last lap if they do so. I mean, let's see. They are close. If he was using ERS, he could get alongside, but yeah, but look, they're dropping Sky a little bit right now. Their gap is opening up. It was down to 4-3 temps. Now it's back up to 7-8 temps. So it's fluctuating up and down. Scotty, like I said, he's used a lot more ERS compared to these two as well. That 33, 48, 24 as well. Behind them, Kieran, he's just dropped a little bit too far back. He's got Dutch Tricky then, who's going to be trying to do some tricks on him. DRS continues to activate as we come on to the 4th last lap of this race. In just a few seconds, we're on lap 26 of 29 with somewhat 20 laps, 20, no, not 20 laps to go. With some 4 laps to go, some laps to go. We've got a few laps to go.
Well, 3 laps to go. It's Rudy. Wow, he almost dropped it there. These front two is ties that in golf, I think. That's what's happening there. There's a Tico who's now near the 70% range. That's what Dutch Trick is on. Dutch Tricks, his tyres are completely gone. So, yeah, he's just got to hang on to in the race now and just try and 3 laps to go. They will get to the end, but what grip will they have left? Rudy's gained all that time back, though. He's gained all that time back in the first corners. I think Tico's going to struggle these last 2 or 3 laps. He is definitely struggling a lot more than Rudy. And if I was Rudy, he played a safe game, but would that allow Tico just to disable all his battery? But now they're both on battery. Tico's on battery to defend, and now they're both in a low position. Now Rudy's going to go for it now, surely.
Yeah, let's see. Outside line's going to be the opportunity. He's going to be forced a long way round then if he can do it. He might try the old switcheroo on the exit. Let's see. Long way round. It's going to be brave. They're going to be brave. He'll be squeezed out. Indeed, he certainly is squeezed out. But now it is to battle. This is all going to help Scotty come back into this race. They hop over the chicane for the 27th time in this race. And now they're going to have to use him if he wants to do it. It's going to be now or never. And let's see. He's going to use all of his ERS. A little bit weaving. Left to right. Right to left. That's it, he's going to cover the inside line. Tico's going to have to cover it. They breaking. Here comes Rudy then to the outside line. Has he got the cast top? No, he hasn't. Up the inside goes Tico. braking, phenomenal braking zone from him. But then see on the exit, bit twitchy. They're almost going to touch on the exit side by side on the exit. But now Trico's going to have the inside line into turn number 1. Has he got the brakes to do anything? No, he hasn't. Rudy into the lead then here in Miami on lap 28 of 29 with 2 laps to go. And now look at him waltzing off.
Yeah, he got to be done then. He needed to have a safe gap, and yeah, it's an amazing race. Go side by side, the final corner. Fair play there, great respect by the two there. Rudy, he struck at the key moment there, and now Tico is definitely dropped a long way back off now. Rudy's almost got a 7/10 gap off, only half a lap. So yeah, Rudy's looking good now. Scotty has to get his move done quickly, but he's run out of battery. So Scotty has got no battery left, so this overtake will not be easy for him. And Rudy will surely, because Tico's getting a lot there back on the DRS, but I don't think Tico's got enough grip for a repass here. And I think this, as Tico's struggling big time now, he's very close to puncher territory.
Oh, we almost
took a Scotty there. Yeah, Scotty had a great run there. He had great runners. Scotty the moment there, had a bit of a twitch on the DRS, and that's probably cost him the opportunity to overtake down this straight.
Yeah, had a bit of twitch, just lit the rears up, but he's the leader. He's still under pressure. He is still under a little bit of pressure.
Wow, Scotty late on the braking there, and that's cost him time. Wow, Scotty's too late on the braking. Now it's going to cost him any chance of racing. But look at Tico. Tico's found that Tico's still in range. If Rudy makes a mistake on his final lap, Tico may still take the race ring as he got a yellow flag. I believe that is for Lekate. It's Konzo. Konzo spun around. Yeah, he's in a safe 8th place, so that's going to cost him time. And now Scotty has called back of Tico again, but that mistake I think cost Scotty a chance of a race win, but he may still get 2nd place.
Yeah, there's still a lot to play for. Never say never is the famous words I will always say, because anything can happen in Formula 1, and it usually does. We've got one opportunity for the pair of them. If anyone wants to do it, it's going to be now. Let's see, DRS activated. He's closing his Trico, but he's still too far back, unless he's going to go for the audacious dive from 4 attempts back, which will end in contact. He knows more than I do not to do that. He backs out of it. Well, he doesn't back out of it, but he doesn't have an opportunity to do the overtake. It's going to come down to 1 DRS, so let's see, over the chicane they go. It's all looking good for Rudy. One potential steward inquiry still hovering over his head, so it's not over yet for the win of this race. Let's see, Scotty, has he got anything to try and come through? Dutch Tricks has had a mistake as well, so
he's got a puncher. Yeah, the kid was trying to pitch. That's quite surprising, because he was... Yeah.
Through the last corner, and he's led this race then, apart from a few mistakes here and there. Through he comes then, into the left, into the right, to the line. Rudy will win then here in Miami, then Trico in 2nd, Scotty in 3rd, Kieran a phenomenous 4th then, Tom in 5th, Dara in 6th. Then comes Konzo, and Len will come the definitely
Konzo's got no wing.
Yeah, Konzo's got no wing, but Dutch Trick's got no rear tyre.
Yeah, it's punchy. Yeah, I'm not surprised by that, because his tyre wear was very bad there, and yeah, he just, I think, had the moments. I think that he's just too many moments on traction. Yeah, he's going to come to the finish line. He's going to finish in 8th place. He's still going to get some points, but not the best finish there for Dutch Tricks. But Rudy, he was, yeah, better. Yeah, at least he finished, which was 5 DNFs, I believe. So that's the 2nd most DNFs tonight. But Rudy, he was clinical when he needs to be, and that's a fully deserved race win for the McLaren man.
Well, I tell you what, that was a phenomenal drive. Scotty with the in-game drive of the day. I think that might be one of my drive of the days as well. As we now go to the podium, and it's McLaren on the top step. Then, and that of course being the lovely driver, and that of course being Rudy. It's McLaren and Rudy who win in Miami then. 2nd place for Trico, 3rd place for Scotty, ahead of Kieran and Tom. Behind them, Dara in 6th, from Konzo in 7th. Dutch Trick will finish in 8th, ahead of Lekito out of this race, but were classified in 9th. Hans in 10th, ahead of Josk in 11th. Henry in 12th. And Robin West in 13th, of course, DNF'd on the 1st lap of this race. But we've got to give driver of the days. I'm going to give mine to Scotty from 12th to 3rd. And my question to him is going to be a little bit of a quiet race from you. It certainly came alive right at the end, of course. Pit stop strategy worked, a free stop. How do you feel out of that race?
Yeah, well, I'm going to go for the boring pick, but look at that. The guy on pole, the guy the fastest lap, the guy the race win, 21 points. A perfect weekend for Rudy, and a good overtake at the end of the race there. And I know it's maybe a bit of contention with what happened with Tom. I'm going to ask him, well done, good win there, good recovery, and what were your thoughts on that incident with Tom on the restart?
Indeed, but there's that one, of course, and before we end, we'll go through, of course, all of our lovely sponsors as I go and drag them up on my screen so I can read them without being dyslexic, because I'm dyslexic and can't read things apparently. And to our sponsors, Next Level Racing, sponsorly providing prizes to Pure Sim Gear, sponsorly providing a pair of their sim racing gloves, the driver, the goals and fastest lap. Of course, to the girls and guys at Gamer Goo, of course, sponsorly providing Gamer Goo samples to trophy winners, and I need some as well, so hopefully I get a trophy. To Vespertine, partnered with Vespertine, who support our championship prizes. TRT to partner the ERT Go and Get Tough Award and League trophies, and of course to SimGrid, powered by SimGrid, who won our seasons through their community and platform. I think that's the first time I've said that one correct, actually, so there we go. But that has been me, of course, and Jamie joining us. But of course, you're wondering who was our mystery broadcaster, because I wasn't broadcasting it, because my PlayStation is turned it's turned to some watery, swampy mess on the floor right now. It's literally melted. Of course, thank you very much to the lovely Jess, who's been doing the streaming for us and all the camera work. So if the cameras are bad and anything's wrong, you can point to Jess, and it wasn't me. Okay. Jess is saying "I" at me now. There we go. We love Jess lots as well, and thank her for doing that. But Jamie, any last words from you?
Yeah, good race. I enjoyed that. Obviously, the numbers are a bit low, but I think it was some good racing and a few DNFs, and I think a few of these guys have got some lessons to learn. But I think the front runners, Rudy, great start for him, and Tom was a bit lucky there. I think Tom would have been up there with Rudy, but Tico as well. And Scott, shout out to Scotty for the podium as well. He had a strategy gamble from the back of the grid to third place. I've got to say, Scotty, that was a great drive for him. And yeah, we'll do it. Would you do it all next week at the Spiel? Oh, I lost the A1 there. The Red Bull Ring in Austria.
Going to call it Austria. We're going old school then. It used to be the Aaron Ring, says Jess. Okay, it's going to be the Aaron Ring next week. We'll call it out on the stream. There we go. Needed. It's going to be one. We'll call it Aaron Ring every time then next week. But join us in 7 days' time as we head to Spielberg for the A1 Reign, the A1 Grand Prix. But until next time, I've been Evil. Jamie's been Jamie. Jess has been my cameraman. Well, camera woman, might I say. Until then, take care and goodbye.
Good night.